Alright, hey everybody, it's 54 News Jar, and today we're working on part, I believe it's 3 of our making of our video game. So this is our third person character. I'll put the link down below. It's one of the most awesome characters that I've seen on Unity. That's my personal opinion, but it's really awesome. The issue was, it's an FBX. Now, Copper Cube can now import FBX files, but only static ones. That means ones with no animation. So basically a chair, a wall, an object that's not going to be animated to move. But there is a program that I found, and you can use it without actually buying it. You just, there's some like little annoying things that say, hey, buy me now. Or there's like this little pop-up that stays on the screen for about 3 seconds and then lets you go on to whatever you want. But I'm actually seriously just considering just buying it so I can use it for my indie games for Android, iOS, and a whole bunch of other platforms. So I'm going to do a mini tutorial. So I'm going to take a character and I'm going to show you how to actually take that FBX character. Now this is a Unity game file, so I bought this off of the Unity asset store, imported it into this application, and then started adding animations. So all those animation, we call it the animation files, are imported into one model, and then you can export that into whatever format that this engine supports out. So it's like FBX.x. We're going to be using MS3D, which is Milkshape 3D, which is a kind of a late 90s to even current now-ish. I'd say it kind of died out in the 08 period, 010, 012 era, though it's actually still one of the more predominant old formats that still contains a lot of new or still supports the new animations, and they're still adding more to it. So it's a file format that's actually really, really good. It supports bones and vertex animations. We'll get to that a little bit later. I'm just really excited right now. So let's get started. So we're going to import a model. So, okay, I just want to show you real quick, guys. This is the animated model. The way that new animations are done is that they reference different models. So you'll have your standard T-pose. There will be you'll have your static character without bones. You'll have a character with bones in him, but all he does is stand straight with his arms out, so he looks like a T, the letter T. And then you have the idle, and then whenever you put it into the game, you're exchanging the models, or in some cases it's just easily exchanging the animations, referencing the previous animations to the new ones. It's just referencing the bones. Each bone is also given a name, like left foot, right foot, left ankle, right ankle. So what this program does is that it takes those and says, hey, we're just going to move them all into one animated program. So hold on real quick. Got my Copper Cube file right here. So this is it. As you can see, I have the characters. So I took 2 where he's running with a rifle and then he's shooting with a pistol, and then we have to edit those like any other format. So this is going to be again part of our tutorial. So I'm actually just going to add. I'm going to tell this to play. Constantly play. So that's our default pose. That's just a pose that we need to. That's our standard T pose. That's our take 2 pose, which is just him running. And that one. See, this is the buy me now guy that is kind of annoying. That's why I really want to buy this program. And hopefully he will. Go away. Please go away. I need to get access there. Okay. And then that's that pose. So he's shooting. So we actually don't need. Okay, yeah, we don't need the default one. So we have that. And then there's our default T pose. But we don't need that one either. So we have a default pose, take 2, take 1. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to merge animation. So it's File, Merge Animation. And then we're going to go to where the files are. So I'm going to go to my assets, and then these are going to be Stardudes package, animations. We're going to do, we'll do walk. Let's do that one more time. Merge animation. Okay, we need to actually click on one quick thing though. This this program likes older FBX formats, so you need to convert them to all of them to 2009 formats using a free program made by the 3ds Max crew. And this is FBX Converter 2013. They probably came out with a newer one. But this one will allow you to convert from 2013 to 2006, VFX, OBJ, and Day, or whatever, Claudia. It's a really, really old universal format. We'll get to that too. So I need to actually import FBX. Don't worry, I'm going to go over this. I'm just showing you a little thing right here. Run, four shot, jump. We'll do jump. It's different from all the rest. And then you see what it's going to be importing from existing skeleton to the merged skeleton. So it's going to merge it, and then it's going to add it to the behind the other animation. So it's by name, because all these bones are named, and in comparisons exact. So we're going to say OK, and it's going to do that. So it has a default, which is nothing. So we actually need to just delete that. Okay, so we do that, and that's our jump. See? And then above that is our shooting. So we're going to tell this to loop. Tell that one to loop also. Tell it to play. That's our run, shooting, and our jump. Alright, so now we're going to start this up from scratch. So I'm going to say new. Save under title changes. No. So yeah, I will have to actually totally do this for the video game. Okay, so what we're going to do now is you've taken your FBX, you've bought it at the Unity Asset Store. At the .fbx, you see a static file, and then you see, we can actually pull up Unity to show you guys this. Okay, so I'm going to pull over Unity. Alright, so in Unity, it uses FBX file formats, which are really nice. They're just not always, they're just coming into being universal, to where there's an open source FBX importer, and then there's a proprietary one, which is owned by the companies. Blender, I think, has their own one, and their modeling application. Okay, so we want to look for Stardudes package, and we have animations. As you can see, we have a bunch of these animations. We'll play that one, and that one is getting hit. I really like their new animation setup. And then we have this one, which is 4-shot. See, it's always going to reference one of these. So you can say reference rifle underscore 4-shot, or to reference rifle run. We can do that in Copper Cube, but we can't reference the actual animation. We have to reference the model that has the animation. That would mean converting FBX into MS3D or an animated OBJ or an animated .x. .x is like really, really old. It's, you know, as old as DirectX. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to merge all of these animations into one model. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to, that's the conversion program. So what I would do actually do here, so I'm going to remove all, is I'm going to add one. I've already done all of it. I'm just going to show you guys. So as you can see, when I convert it, it creates its own file called FBX 2009. But I'm going to say Stardude's collapse. And then what I'm going to do is I can choose whatever FBX format because they made little tweaks throughout the years. I can say, hey, I want a 2009 or I want a 2006. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit convert. It's going to convert it. I'm going to go over to frag motion. I'm going to say I want to import an animation. See, we now have 2006. But I already have them all on 2009, so just stay with 2009. It seems to work the smoothest, and it likes it a whole lot. So I'm going to actually go to source, go to models, go to suits, and I need FBX. Let's see, Stardude, suit, MK, generic. Boom. So as you can see, it has all of the bone rigging, everything. So we can already reference that. We need a T-pose. That's just me. I like starting off with something that allows me to know what I'm looking at. Because when you're always modeling, and usually when you're always modeling a low poly or high poly object, you put him in a T-pose, so it's very easy to rig him or put a bone structure in him or her or it. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to merge an animation. So I'm going to go from top down to bottom. And I have not tested if I can just literally just import all of them. No, I can't. So I have to go from one down to the first one to the last one. That can become kind of annoying if you have like over 100 or 200 animations. But right now this is a whole lot better than having to hand animate or finding a really expensive program. I think this is under $60, so it's actually pretty nice, especially if your game is actually considered really good and a lot of people buy it, or you get a lot of money off of the ads if it's a free game. So Stardude's collapse underscore gunshot, we're going to open that. We're going to say yes, we want everything. Boom. So we have a default. We're actually going to just delete that because we don't need that. That's a pose. We have a default that, and we have a default there. Okay, so we have our take one. And there he is. He gets shot, and he falls down. So what we're going to do now is we're going to merge another animation. And it's going to be pistol 4 shot. And we're going to say, okay, there. Again, delete the default. We would just want the take. And there you go. We're shooting. Now what we're going to do is we're going to export. So to use this in Copper Cube 5 engine, we're going to need this to be a .x, .obj, .day, .dxf, which is another format which you do come across, but it's not that often anymore. So what we're going to do is export this, and we're going to export it to my desktop, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to keep it as Stardude suit mk2 generic.ms3d, which is Milkshape 3D, which is another animation program, which is a really good program. I just prefer Blender 3D. It's my desktop. We're going to save it as that, and then what we're going to do is we're going to come over into the animation program. Well, I'm going to delete this dude, so bye-bye, and we're going to import a animated mesh. We're going to go to the desktop, and I'm going to import him. I think that's him, yeah, because he only has 2. Now it's has a little bug right here. I want this to be fixed in the next update, where he just goes through his animations as fast as possible. You probably freaking out saying, oh my goodness, I did something wrong. No. Go over to your left hand side, right under Scene Graph Explorer. You're going to see Properties. Go to Attributes. Make sure you have the guy selected. He's also going to be, if you go to Scene Graph Explorer, he's going to be right on the bottom. It's going to be a purple cube with a little gray dot. It's going to be Animated Mesh 1, 2, or 3, or whatever, how many animated meshes you have in your scene. Click on it. Go to Attributes. You want to go to item specific, it's a gray bar, and then you want to go to frames per second, it says 250. Just remove the 0, so you have 25. Click on the scene, it is now at 25 frames per second where it was actually animated at. So we're now actually going to put this to the ground, and we're also going to size him up because right now he's a small little dude. So we're actually going to probably set this up to be 10 by 10 by 10, and he may be a wee bit big. See, he's almost giant like. So 5 by 5 by 5. That should work. We may have to put him 6 by 6 by 6, but that will work for now. And now what I want to do is actually add a skin texture to him. So boom. So here's our headless. For now he's headless. I'll attach a head to him pretty soon. So there he is, and he's falling down and he's dead. So he's shooting, and then he falls down and dead. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I'll put the links down below for Frag Motion and Copper Cube 5 and the Unity assets I made. Hopefully guys you enjoyed this. You can now take animated assets that you can buy for pretty cheap online, convert them over. Now not all of them will work. I have come across a couple that don't work so well, but for the most part you can just import them, take all the animations, put them into one file, and then put them into this engine. Now what we usually have to do at this point is go to attributes, hit right under frames per second is animation. It's going to say click on all, has a little drop down, it says edit all or none. We want to hit edit, and now at this point you have to actually do some hard work and then separate all the animations. But it's cheaper than getting an animation guy and doing it, or doing it yourself. Though if you want custom animations or something like that, you are going to actually have to either pay the guy who created this, re-import that animation into the character. Oh, also we can import we either can save this in case the guy is updated, save the model, and our Unity file has been updated too. So we now have, say, gangman style dancing, and we want that in our video game, or for a menu animation or whatever. Keep this file, save it as, it's going to have a save as, and then you save it as a .ugh, import it. You already have all the animations, and then re-export it. Or what you can do is, since you have the MS3B, just re-import that and set the animation to that. So hopefully guys you enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this. It's a really awesome little program. I know a bunch of other programs that can do this, but they range into hundreds to thousands of dollars, and they usually are also plugins for 3ds Max or for other, Lightwave or Maya. This one is actually pretty cheap. Like I said, it's right under 60 bucks. It's between the $40 to $60 range, which some people, that's a lot of money. Other people, it's affordable, especially when you get an affordable 3D model. You take all the animations, you put it together, you put it into a game engine like Copper Cube, which is really easy to then put to Android and have people play your video games on PC, Android, Mac, or whatever. A lot of people are going, hey, why not just use Unity? Well, a lot of people like using different engines. Why do people choose CryEngine, Unreal over Unity? What's their choice? Some people like using Copper Cube because it's basic, it does what you need it to do, and it works really, really well. So hopefully guys you enjoyed this tutorial. Remember, hit the like and subscribe, comment down below, see if you if you need any more tutorials or anything like this. This comment down below. This is really awesome. I'm actually going to spend the rest of my day actually importing models, setting up all their animations, and getting ready for our next tutorial where we're going to set the animated third-person model of this dude, and we're actually going to set up his skin texture, his weapons and his arms, his head. We may even put a little character customization now that we have this in it, and we're also going to set up some UI, some basic shooting, and some Android controls. Export that over to the LG Power phone that we have. that we're testing on, and we're gonna actually make a little mini video game. So enjoy that, guys. Hopefully you enjoy it, and let's make a video game.